Hey guys, it's Mike Ball here with another Pokemon Showdown battle. I will once again be playing in the OU tier. I will be using the same rain team as I have been before. No variations. I'm thinking I'm going to make a new team soon and begin battling with that. Possibly after the 10th match I'll bring in a new team to use. But until then I'll continue using this team. Looking at this guy's team, possible leads would be the Fortress, the Jirachi to get up rocks and spikes and such, or potentially the Breloom to spore stuff. Now I don't see him wanting to stay in to take the by 4 effective flying type attack, so I go for the U-turn, figuring I'll get some switch initiative going. Now here I'm not really sure. Maybe I was hoping he was carrying the Body Slam, but I decided to come with my Latios when I really should have gone to Glismore because he walls Jirachi completely. Here I go for the Hidden Power of Fire, hoping to get some good early damage on him, but no, he gets the Paralyze. I'll only get about 30%, nowhere near enough, things he can Wish Protect it off, and I get paralyzed a couple of times, and he takes me out fairly quickly. Then I get Flinch Paralyzed, because you know, Power Flinch Rachi, always annoying, but he takes me out fairly easily, and that means I've got no Scarfer left in the game, which is very bad because he is both Garchomp and Dragonite on his team, who I'd really love to be able to hit with those Draco Meteors, but no such luck. Now he brings in Fortress, and I've got my Gliscor. Are you sure what he's going to do? So I decide I'll go out, and with my Cloyster I'll try set up a Shell Smash, and I'm just really hoping he'll switch out, but thinking even if he does go for, say, the Gyro Ball, because of Cloyster's massive defense, he'll be able to take it. Unfortunately, I forgot they were carrying the Volt Switch, meaning he can switch out here and leave me in range that I'll die from Life Orb Recall next turn. So I go for the Ice Shard and get rid of his Breloom, which is very good because that's massive, otherwise I probably would have lost the game. But anyway, I'm not really playing the best at this moment and things are not looking good for me. Here he goes into his Dragonite. I decide to just U-turn out, break his Multi-Scale and go into something else. He goes for the Dragon Dance here, and I decide to bring my Politoed. I thought going for the Toxic would be fairly safe, and I could begin Protect stalling his Dragonite, but I go for the Toxic anyway. It hits whenever he makes a move, as he just will go for the Dragon Claw, I believe. Yeah, he goes for Dragon Claw, I go for the Toxic, and for some reason he's carrying the Lumberry, which does which clears Toxic, obviously. So here I hoped he'd over predict and predict me to go for the Protect and go for another Dragon Dance. As I really didn't want him getting another Dragon Dance up, I decided to go for the Toxic again, and he kills me. Here I go into my Metagross and go for the Meteor Mash, and at this point I realize something, is that bar the Garchomp, Metagross can pretty much take out most things on his team without too much difficulty. It walls everything fairly well. Here he goes into the Garchomp, and I decide to go for the Meteor Mash because I'm running a physically defensive Metagross, and I was hoping he'd predict me to switch out and wouldn't go for the Earthquake. But here we both switch out, and he goes into his Fortress as I'm in my Gliscor. I decide to go for the EQ, which is fairly safe, and here I just begin Ice Fanging, knowing that Dragonite's bulky and he's going to be in Dragon Dancing, but I have nothing else that can really do much to his Dragonite and not much point in switching out, so I just begin Ice Fanging as he's roosting here, and I get a massive bit of hacks this turn, I believe, as he gets multi-scales, but I get the freeze on the Ice Fang, meaning his Dragonite was pretty much useless until he thaws out, and which is good for me because the Dragonite's a massive threat to my team. And then I go for another Ice Fang and I get the crit and take out his Dragonite. That was the most decisive moment of the match, and if not for that I would have lost this game. There is no doubt I would have lost this game, because without the Dragonite my Gliscor has nothing to fear from the rest of his team. It can take hits from the Garchomp fine, and Garchomp isn't as bulky as Dragonite, and having already lost a lot of health, it'll be able to Ice Fang the Garchomp to death easily. It was Jirachi, Lucario, and Fortress extremely well, because they're all physical attackers, meaning there's pretty much nothing he can do at this point. And I go for the Ice Fang anyway here. Take out his Garchomp quite easily. As he goes to the outrage, he gets a good chunk of damage, but this is a physically defensive Gliscor. He has no chance of taking me out, and I believe he goes into his Jirachi here. The only thing he really can do at this point is go into Jirachi and hopefully Iron Head flinch me out of it, because I'll just be roosting off damage and he won't be really doing enough to take me out. But if he could Iron Flinch me down to a range where Lucario could take me out, he has a chance. But I just begin EQing as he Iron Heads, and it seems that he's faster for a second. But then here this turn I go for the Roost, kind of expecting him to outspeed and possibly kill me with a crit or max damage. I'm not really sure if he would have. But then it's revealed that we're speed tied, and I go for another EQ here and I get another crit. So this was a very, very haxy game in my favour, and I would have lost it if it wasn't for some hacks. He brings in his Lucario here, and I just Earthquake again, take Lucario straight out, as I do a little bit of attack investment. I can't remember how much, not max, but about half attack investment, and all he has left is his Fortress, who can only Rapid Spin, and he surrenders, I believe, here. So please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Mike Ball signing out. Bye.